I'd imagine being gay and coming out to your parents and family only to be rejected for living your truth. Well, it happens often, leaving some of the LGBTQI+ community feeling lonely, confused, or worse, depressed and/or suicidal. Well, this morning, one national group is hoping to change that, one hug at a time.
I have a gay son. His name is Christopher Rodello. He's my oldest son. He is just amazing. He's currently a PhD candidate at Harvard.
Christina Rodello sat down with us to talk about her son Christopher and the day he decided to come out to her about his sexuality.
I felt honored. I felt that he could open up to me, and I wanted to support him and just show him how proud I am of him being his true self.
Understanding the challenges, risks, and often family rejection that so many in the LGBTQI+ community face when telling their family they are gay, Rodello wanted to do more to honor her son's bravery.
Especially how many families disown their kids. With him coming out, it actually made me more aware of what needs to be done.
So she joined the Southern California chapter of Free Mom Hugs. It's a state chapter of the national organization that advocates for the equality of the LGBTQI+ community by providing resources, education, support, and yes, one big hug.
We have dads, we have sisters, we have allies.
Members of the organization, like Rodello, will also stand in the place of parents who refuse to attend important events like birthday parties, graduations, and weddings after learning their child or loved one is gay.
What really caught me was someone telling me that they haven't hugged their mom in over 5 years.
One of the main reasons Sarah Cunningham founded the organization. Cunningham lives in Oklahoma City. Her son Parker is gay.
And when he turned 21, he said, "Mom, I met someone and I need you to be okay about it." I didn't take the news very well.
Cunningham told us she too rejected her son for being gay when he first came out because of her religious beliefs.
I said some things and I acted in ways that I regret even today.
The love and the affection and just the affirmation of your closest loved ones, it's pivotal, it's crucial.
Cunningham's efforts to right her wrongs through love, hugs, and support have now spread across the country with chapters so far in 30 states. Back in 2019, pre-COVID, we sat down with Rodello's SoCal chapter of huggers and volunteers, and at times it was an emotional interview inside our studio. Greg Dunbar on the moment his son came out.
That's okay. Deep breath.
When my son came out, I came out. You know, I went to events, and what I learned is that by coming out and letting the world know that I have a gay son, I found out that this coworker has a lesbian daughter. You know, it's like as soon as you avail yourself to the community, they reach back.
That interview took place months before the organization would find itself in a bind, forced to do away with hugging and follow COVID and social distancing guidelines.
Everything was stopped, shut down. We had all these events planned.
So instead of giving out free hugs, they participated in neighborhood caravans.
It could be 10 cars, it could be 20 cars. We honk, we shout out, you know, we love you, and just to show the community that we're still there, especially at these times.
Times Rodello says that can only make Free Mom Hugs message and their mission stronger and rewarding.
It has been one of the most fulfilling moments in my life.
Oh, it's so nice to see what that organization is doing out there, you know, and everybody deserves to be loved, no matter what you're doing, how you choose to live. Everybody deserves to be loved. And there are mothers and fathers out there who will love you like you are their own, including my mom. She takes in everybody. I'm like, girl, stop. But, you know, that's what it's about. It's about showing love.
Yes, as a mom, I just can't imagine my son feeling like he couldn't come to me, but I know there's a lot of pressure with religion and some very conservative religions.
Status, you name it, yeah.
But there are religions out there that are very accepting of the LGBTQIA community, including my church. So there's always a place for everybody. People need to know that you shouldn't feel alone. And I'm glad we're in California where we have so much to offer and so many different options. But a lot of people live in areas like where my mom's from. It's very conservative and it's
Bible
hard.
Belt, yeah.
Yes, the Bible Belt, exactly. So.
All right, and happy Pride to everybody watching too. We appreciate you for your viewership.